show you something absolutely amazing. That came out of this. Let's take a look. And here it is, the IStick Kiya kit. And this is the box that mine came in. It may not be the same box as the retail box. It had a sticker on there stating sample. On the front, a real simple design, says less is more. I don't know exactly what you can see. I'm filming this on a really small monitor, so it's hard for me to be able to tell. I'll know more when I go to edit it. Anyway, less is more, 1.45 color display, and a real-time clock. On the side, real simple labeling, Eleaf. Here, just a barcode, eleafworld.com. Here, an authenticity sticker. Again, just Eleaf. Here, just Eleaf. On the back, it shows the contents of the box as keep out of reach of children. Beyond that, a couple of certifications, and again, just the Eleaf logo. Opening up the box, we can see our kit with the atomizer and the mod right there. All in a nice foam, very well packed in there, traveled very well all the way from China. This is kind of nice. I like this. They put a little tab right here on the side. You can just kind of pick up on that, makes it a little bit easier. Had a lot of boxes now on vaping products. It's quite the struggle to get the thing disassembled. On the inside, a couple pamphlets. One pamphlet being about the GF Juno, the atomizer. I guess you could maybe be able to pause that and read it if you wanted to. I'm not going to hold it up there for too awful long. I don't want to waste everybody's time. On the other leaflet in here is your quick start guide user manual. It's pretty complete. I was able to read through this and make sense out of all the menus and everything, the operation of the thing. I was pretty impressed. Thought they did a nice job with it. Also, we have a charge and upgrade cable, and it is upgradable. Also, there in mine, there's a little O-ring. I don't know if you can see it in there or not. It's clear O-ring, as well as a second coil for the atomizer. This one's a 1.5 ohm. It comes with a 0.75 installed. So, putting the accessories aside, let's start with the GS Juno tank. GS Juno tank. On the top we have a 510 drip tip. And put whatever 510 you want in there. We'll take some measurements here just real quick. The chimney is measuring at about 0.4 millimeters. And the drip tip itself is measuring about 6 millimeters. The tank measures about 27.3 millimeters high, not including the top for the drip tip and or the 510 connector, and 18.9, about 19 millimeters in diameter. Very small tank, obviously. On the bottom we have the airflow adjustment ring. On there, I don't know if you can, again, I don't know if you can see it, but there's stoppers on both ends. What you adjust on one side, you adjust on the other. Wide open, you've got a kind of a cyclops opening in here, and then right next to it, a tiny little hole. So you can go all the way down to almost nothing on that cyclops and have that and that tiny little hole, or just the tiny little hole for a pretty darn tight mouth to lung draw on that. So you got quite a bit of adjustability. The 510 itself is pretty much flush. It appears to be all stainless steel, a little insulator in there between the positive and the negative posts. The bottom is what screws off. This is a bottom fill tank. It Comes apart no further than this right here. This is it. This is all one piece. Best I can tell anyway. Looking on the web and trying to take it apart myself, that appears to be the way it is. Now our fill ports are here on the side. Okay, both sides of the chimney hole. Obviously, chimney hole in the center. You've got, I guess, a staggered, maybe stepped chimney in there. Not so much domed. On the sides, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's best to kind of watch the sides while you fill it up, because you don't want to fill it beyond this ledge right here. Okay, then it'll dump down in the chimney and obviously just pour right out and make a mess. The base itself, you'll want to put a couple drops to get it started right here in the center of the coil, just to get it primed. And the atomizer screws, like many other atomizers and or coils, that just screws out of the base like this. You can, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is the little center pin down inside the base. Screw this into place and screw the bottom back onto the top. And that's it for filling this little bad boy. I'm going to put the drip tip back on here and set that aside for now. Give that some time to soak into the coil. Use some time to soak into the coil before we vape on that. Here we have the Kiya mod weighing in at 98.5, basically 99 grams. Looking at the dimensions of the device, it is 57 millimeters tall, 26 millimeters wide, and this dimension being 35 millimeters. At the top we have a 510 connection, and I believe that is spring loaded. It's pretty stiff. That may be brass or copper on the positive connection. The 510 connector itself sticks up just a little bit. See that? Just a tiny bit. Well mounted, very sturdy. There's no doubt about that. You have a real nice, almost rubberized finish on the mod all the way around. A little bit more rubberized on the two side and bottom panels than the rest of it, but all of it seems to be a real nice paint job. A little bit of engraving here gives you a bit of a grip. On the bottom of it, got the vents for the battery and battery charging. That is a 2 amp battery charging, as I understand it. It has a 1600 milliamp battery internally. I charged this thing at 1 amp, and it took just under an hour to charge from about 1/4 of a charge left back up to a full charge. It does have a fire bar, very nice and clicky. Obviously clicks better at the top than the bottom. It's hinged at the bottom. On the front, the control panel with your adjustment buttons, the up and down buttons, again very clicky. Real clean, I'd almost call it elegant looking mod. Just really sharp and obviously small. Okay, looking at the menu, it's off right now. 5 clicks turns it on. And we can see we have a nice vibrant screen here, and we're in temperature control mode right now, so it's showing the battery, the resistance of the coil, the actual temperature that's set, the fact that it's using stainless steel, the amount of power available, which is 50 watts, and this would show you the current amperage right after you stop vaping. It shows it just for a brief period of time, calculates the amount of amperage that was used in the vape. 3 clicks takes you into the settings. Looking at that, going into mode first, we have variable wattage at the top, so use a plus and minuses to go back up to the top there. And click into variable wattage, and it just puts it into the power mode right away. That's about all there is to that. Click 3 times, and click on mode again. And we'll take a peek at temperature control. Here you have your 3 different types of temperature control: Nikon, nickel, titanium, and stainless steel. I use stainless steel. Hit stainless steel, and bang, it's in temperature control mode for stainless steel. That's all there is to it. 3 clicks. Click into mode again. TCR. Now TCR, you can actually go into that, and you have memory functions. 3 of them there. You can pick your memory function, go into that, and set whatever TCR you would like to set for, who knows, I don't know, unobtainium wire or whatever it is you want to set this up for. Click on that, and it shows you that you're in TCR for M1, and you're back at it. 3 clicks, back into mode. The clock, if you hit this, it'll actually show the clock. Now let's do it. There you go. You have your clock in the center instead of either power or temperature, and your power or temperature will be showed down here in this little corner. So that's an option. I'm going to go back into mode. I'm going to unset clock. Okay, actually I did, okay, sorry. I'm going to go back into mode, and then of course you have bypass. This will act like a mechanical mod with protection in bypass mode. I'm going to go up to back up to variable wattage, and there we go. We have our power back down in the center instead of the clock, and everything is, to me, normalized, I guess. Okay, 3 more clicks to go into the menu. And after you've picked your mode, we can move over to set. In set, you can lock your coil, okay, which is something you need to do if you're going to use temperature control. I take the mod and click it once with no atomizer on it. Then I go into set, make sure that this is unlocked, put an atomizer on, fire it once, let it read that atomizer, then go in here and lock it. That way I know that it understands what that atomizer is set at, or what its resistance is, and it locks that down, and you're good to go for temperature control. Move down 1, and you can actually set the amount of power available, okay, for temperature control. I don't think we need to do that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Stealth mode, you can turn that on, and the thing won't light up when you vape on it. Subpara, no idea where they're getting at with that, except for you can have different things display on the menu. By going into there are a few different choices. Again, your clock, that'll set your clock, so you can set the time and the date. And preheat. We'll go into preheat just real quick. And you can set the power of the preheat, 1 to 50 watts. This is a maximum of 50 watt device. You can set the duration of that anywhere from 0 to, I don't know, something like 3 or 4 seconds. I'm not sure. I've never really set it. I don't use that. On the preheat, if you set the time for 0, then you will get no preheat. That's how you turn it off, is by set the time for 0. So it preheats to whatever power you have in there for 0 seconds, or no preheat. So 3 clicks again, back into set. And timeout, the timeout on your screen, you can set that. ENU, this is a nice little feature. It's on right now. I don't know why you would turn it off. I would leave it on. What ENU is all about is while you're charging this unit, it will monitor the temperature of the unit. And if the unit gets either too hot or too cold, it will not charge. So I would just leave that on, but that's another nice safety feature in this unit. And then exit. We can exit our set menu. Here we have info. It'll tell you the battery, the version, and the version of the device. We'll exit that, and then you can just exit the menu. So that is it. a relatively simple device to operate and yet fully functional. And I have tested this device with temperature control. I've used it with stainless steel wire. That's the type of wire I use. And it works flawlessly. It gives a very nice, stable, temperature controlled vape. It states in the instructions that if you use a Canthal wire, which obviously is not meant for temperature control, that it will revert back to power, and it does that. All the coils provided for this, with the little Juno tank there, they all use they're all made out of Canthal. So I did test it with that, and absolutely, it just immediately went back to wattage, and away we went. So that's it for the menu. Okay, time to opine. My first comment or opinion is my hat's off, although I don't have one on, to those folks who do these reviews on a regular basis. You amaze me. This is a pain in the butt process. There is really nothing simple about this. Right now I don't really think I can even see the camera because this light up here is blinding me. I have no idea what to do with studio lighting, but at any rate, best I can do with what I got. So hats off, you guys are great. Yeah, keep on doing what you're doing. As far as the unit goes, I really do. This little unit just does amaze me. There's no doubt about it. I mean, this is basically the size of some of these little pod systems that they have out right now, and yet it's a fully functional mod. And I mean that it will do temperature control, and it will do it well. It'll do variable wattage. It's got a 1600 milliwatt or milliamp hour battery that charges rapidly. You can use other atomizers with this. Up to a 25 millimeter atomizer will fit flush on this. I don't know that I want to say it will necessarily look nice. Most 25 millimeter atomizers are fairly tall, and they look a little bizarre on a unit this small. But the unit will do all that. You can use whatever you would care to on this. If you want to drip. The rebuildable atomizers, you're wide open. It's a fully functional mod in that regard. Very nice as far as something to drop into your pocket or your purse. Just a tiny little thing. Again, functions very, very well. It gives you a wide variety of vapes. Everything from a real tight mouth to lung. It takes quite a bit of draw. All the way up to a restrictive but reasonable direct to lung vape. And the flavor is good. It really is. I can't knock the flavor. The device does really well all the way around. So yeah, I am impressed. As far as pros and cons, I don't know. It's difficult for me to even talk in those kind of terms. You'll have to make those decisions for yourself. Can you use a mod this size? Would you put it to good use? Therefore, is this something you'd be interested in? It has its place. There's no doubt about that. And I think at least right now, it's relatively unique. Sharp-looking mod seems to be holding up well. The coils seem to be doing a real nice job. They're holding up well. So I surely can't knock it. Does it have cons? Yeah, I'm sure, from what you saw, you can see things that, you would like to see differently. I'm sure, for example, a number of folks are not going to appreciate a bottom filling tank. That's understandable. Other folks, not really interested in having to wait for the unit to charge before they can use it again. They'd rather have replaceable batteries. So, it's obvious there are a number of, different preferences that may guide people one way or another in regard to this unit. So, but with that, I think that's really all I have to say about the unit itself. Like I say, my final synopsis on the thing is that I am impressed for what it is. I really am impressed. So, at any rate, quick shout out to some folks. Thank you very much, Holly, for sending this to me. Holly from Eleaf for the review. And yes, I do really enjoy this little device. I do appreciate it. Doing the review was a hoot. It's simple as that. All my friends at Vapor Talk, thank you so much for guiding me through the vaping experience, getting indoctrinated to this whole lifestyle. It's been absolutely wonderful, and it remains to be absolutely wonderful. Lastly, to the folks at Wild Bill's brick and mortar store in Lakeland, Michigan, you guys are the best. They talked me into doing a review, or let's say they had a great influence on me doing a review. Some younger folks that I think they were teasing the old fart to see if he would ever really do such a thing. And, yes, here it is. Yeah, like it or hate it, you got it. Okay, so thanks much for watching. I don't know there's any necessity to put likes on this or whatever, comment if you care to. I'm not and don't anticipate being an ongoing professional reviewer. That's just I really a lot of things to overcome before I would ever care to get to that point. So thanks much. Have a ball. Keep on vaping. You know the routine.